We are live, live, live. Country is growing.
Welcome to another episode of Craft Beers Gone Wild number 8. I'm Crunch Crutchmeyer here in Chicago, Illinois.
And Rod J out of Cincinnati.
And we got a couple of visitors and stuff with us today. So who else do we have with us over there on the West Coast, my dear? Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
I'm Tanya, and I'm in Walnut Creek, which is east of San Francisco.
All right. Nice. And I also got here two of my co-workers here in Chicago. Go ahead. Introduce yourself.
Carlton, born and raised, Chi-Town.
And
Alex, born and raised, that's my brother.
Oh yeah, we're brothers. So.
We're all three brothers. Can't you tell? Can't you see the similarities there, Rod?
I see that. Well, good. Welcome to the newcomers. So welcome to the show for everybody. I don't know, everybody all get tense at one time. So today's episode, we were actually looking at doing what we call backyard beers. So we're all going to take a look at some beers from our area that others may know about, that some nice things to share and get some good exposure for some local breweries out there. And I could let Crunch go first, or I could say ladies first and let Tanya go. And hey, there's Ron. Ron is in the house.
Hello.
Hey, all right, we got Corey in the house. All right.
No, it's Ron. Ron's just on Corey's thing.
Yeah, it says Corey, but my name's Ron.
Well, go ahead and introduce yourself, Ron.
Can you guys hear me okay?
I can hear you good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, guys, hey, what's up? My name is Ron DeGregorio. I'm from the Toledo, Ohio area, and myself and my friend Corey, we started a beer blog called the Brewery Review Crew, and saw this invite in our email and jumped on the chance to join in.
Nice, nice. Well, definitely welcome aboard, Ron.
Thank you.
You know, you got some great videos out there too, from your video channel out on YouTube.
Thanks.
And Tanya's been doing some good work as well in her videos, so it's always good to have some other fellow reviewers up here. And definitely, we'll get the channels listed in the section later on, but definitely a couple viewers or a couple reviews to view and watch it. Anyway, a couple of people to definitely check out, and as I mentioned, him and Corey together, so, you know, some good stuff out there, some good beer knowledge, and looking forward to see what everybody was kind of bringing in from their little local area.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to open it up and let whoever wants to go first, you know. I was going to let Tanya go first for ladies first, but I want to put her on the spot like she had to go first.
I want to watch one round and see what you guys do so I can mimic you or do it better.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right, Crunch, you go ahead from Chicago.
Good. All right. Well, once again, welcome to the Craft Beers Gone Wild. I'm glad everybody here. This week we went with the backyard, breweries, because as we know, it's hard to find a lot of craft beers in all of the states, which when we first started out, we were kind of heading that route where we're kind of putting particular one, hoping everybody would get in, get those and get involved. Me and Rod found out, just between ourselves, it was hard to get that. So we're starting to go with more like themed type stuff. And so we decided to go this week with backyard, little small guys that, most people.
Oh, Crunch?
Did we lose them?
You might. I think there's some hijinks that happens in Chicago. So you coming back?
IEA. So, and the funny thing about this, I love the can on this because it gives you every weekday. So that's basically what you look like on Monday, what you look like on Tuesday, what you look like on Wednesday, what you look like on Thursday, and then what you look like on Friday. So, pretty cool little marketing, things like that. And for those of you that are way too young, you know, like I have a couple of colleagues out here who don't know, it was Loverboy, the group that sang "Working for the Weekend." So, if you don't know Loverboy, go ahead and Google it. Everybody knows. So, all right. So we have our non-frosted glass for Mr. Rod there.
That's the rules of the road. No frosted glass.
That's right.
And these things came in a nice 1-pint can, 16 full ounce, so we're like that. So as you notice here, it comes out really nice and frothy. Everybody's got a nice little head on there.
Yeah, smells good too.
Yeah, we got a nice,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, got that nice little orange in there, little cloudiness right there.
Crunch? I think Crunch has been hijacked again there. Give it a second here, see if he pops up. You let him know he's breaking up a little bit. Unfortunately, this is some of the problems you have with the Google Hangouts, it seems. There you are. We missed just about everything, Crunch, because you got hung up. we heard your like we know it's good. But we lost other stuff before that.
Definitely got really nice, hops in there. That nice green vegetable, type in there. What'd you get out of there, Carlton?
Smells very citrusy.
Yeah.
Citrusy?
Very
Very
fruity. There's a citrus aroma to it. Even as you waft it by. It's
Sweet.
What about you, Alex?
Yeah, definitely, I agree. Citrusy. Smells very, very fruity.
Definitely has that, has that orange, in there, and a little bit of that grapefruit.
Yeah.
So, all right, way to give this thing a taste out here because I've been talking too much and I'm thirsty.
Me too.
Is that an IPA? I don't think you heard me. Hey, Crunch.
At first,
Yeah.
but it goes down really smooth.
Yeah.
Goes down really smooth. I guess the more you drink it too, the more it's you get acquainted to it. Actually, reminds me of a little bit of Blue Moon.
Yes,
Oh,
definitely.
yeah.
Reminiscent of
Exactly.
Yeah. So.
Definitely has that reminiscent Blue Moon. It's got that nice little bitter. You definitely feel it in the roof of your mouth. Kind of sits up there on the top. It's got that dry straw dryness in there.
All right.
It's really good. But yeah, you're right when you said the Blue Moon. Definitely remember. I could definitely put an orange slice in there
Yeah.
and almost confuse it.
If you're getting the Blue Moon, are you getting coriander then?
I'm not getting. There's a little bit, but it's not up front like the Blue Moon. It's just tamer than the Blue Moon.
Tamer? Okay.
But it's in that same Lex category. So, what about you, ladies? Would you?
Definitely citrusy, sweet,
Yeah.
Bitter.
hoppy,
Yeah.
Hoppy.
bitter,
Okay.
but definitely good.
All right. Well, we got 5 people over here, and 5 out of 5 is pretty good. This comes in at 7.9 alcohol. I don't know the UBI on this one here.
IBU.
UBI.
That's
a new unit.
Mario.
Did you guys start drinking before the show?
Maybe.
Just don't tell the boss. Just don't tell the boss. Yeah, I don't know what it is out here. It's not listed, but definitely for 7.9, it's really good. I was expecting a little lighter, but no, this is really good. Right in that nice zone.
Right.
I was getting the head still stays on there pretty good. I'm looking at everybody else's glass here, so still pretty well. So.
Yeah, I was.
Go ahead.
I was expecting it to be like very, very bitter when I first tried it. That's how usually IPAs are. especially double IPAs. But when I tried it, it wasn't as harsh or bitter as
Yeah, it's like fruity.
Right.
yeah, as like a regular IPA would be. Like when I drink Anti-Hero, it's very, very strong, very hoppy, and after you get one down, it kind of gets acquainted to it. But this one is like from the first sip, it's very light but still drinkable. Very drinkable.
I had them from the first sip.
That's right. I like that there's no. I also like the fact that there's no aftertaste. The aftertaste is very mild compared to other IPAs.
It's like piney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And other aftertaste, it leaves other beers, IPAs, it leaves like a bitter taste in your mouth to where you need to drink something else to kind of
Drink it,
to get it out of it. But this is like very, very calming, hoppiness to it.
Fine.
So, on the rod scale of 1 to 5 there, I definitely, with this one here, I would definitely go with a 3.98 on there. It's almost at 4 point for me. But yeah, definitely 3.8 because I feel that even though it's really good, it's pretty much it's just a tad bit a regular standard one. It's got a little bit more going on, but just not enough to really give me a wow on there.
So if
but
this was
definitely one that perks my attention, but it just doesn't overexcite me. So 3.98 on this one is really good, solid.
If this was like
Sorry,
a
Corey?
grade school kind of like grading scale from like an A to an F, where would you put it?
American grading scale? On American grading scale, 1 to 100, I would go probably this one here at about 80, about 86, 87.
That's pretty good.
B.
It would be a B.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Solid B.
I have to agree.
B.
I have to agree.
Nice.
Like a mid
I'd say it's
solid B.
I
Solid
was
B.
like,
Solid B?
Solid B.
Solid B.
The committee has spoken, right?
C plus.
There's no hung juror there, right? Everybody's solid B. All right. Who would like to?
All right.
Ron, Tanya.
Either way.
I can go, or you can go. Doesn't matter to me.
I'll go because I really want to take a drink of this.
Okay.
Don't we all, Tanya?
I'm like sitting here smelling it. All right.
Before you go, I'm going to preface this by saying, if you hear a baby, it's because I have
the
one.
famous baby. Yeah.
That's because I have one, and so if you hear her, don't mind her.
Don't mind her.
Ron's starting to baby you.
All right. So when I saw the invite to this, it said backyard beer for something that isn't well known, and so I literally went to a brewery that's not open yet, and it's called Farm Creek Brewery. So this is an Imperial for an extra stout, actually, called Heather's Limit. And
Come to an alley near you with a truck?
What's that?
I said, are they coming to an alley near us soon in like a black truck? Coming in?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'll be
That's what we
selling
do
it out
here.
of my trunk or
I don't
something.
do it here in Chicago.
Yeah. They just got their permits, and so they just started brewing, so they don't have enough beer to actually open up their tap room yet. So every once in a while I'm like, hey, is there any beer that I can have, guys? And so I sweet-talked them into giving me this. And like I said earlier, they literally, poured the can and closed it and then labeled it with napkins.
Wait a minute. So you asked them, is there any beer that you can have, and they gave you beer?
Yeah.
That easy.
Yeah.
It's all about
30
relationships.
breweries around me. I will start working at this weekend.
Right? Yeah, exactly. No, exactly. I said, hey, I wanted to find I'm doing a panel tonight for beers in my area that nobody's heard of. Can I have a beer? And so here it is.
So where are you at?
Yeah, it seems to be working well. Anyway, so it's 7.5%, as this really nice label has said. And I've been smelling it this whole time because I poured it before we went live. And oh my gosh, does it smell good. It's roasty and chocolatey.
Nice.
It's delightful. It poured with a real nice head. It dissipated, and then I just filled the rest of the glass. So
Is it a porter or is it?
So, for an extra stout.
Oh, very nice.
And Tanya, where are you from?
Right. I got all excited and took a drink, so ignore that. But color-wise, it's this beautiful, beautiful black. No light is coming through. But taste-wise, oh my gosh.
Tanya is actually from out of east of San Francisco, Walnut Creek.
Okay.
Yeah, which is where this beer came from. Anyway, so this taste is really amazing. It's very robust, super like coffee, bright, roasty, deeply malty. It's not very hoppy at all. But it has a real nice, clean finish. Makes it kind of juicy. It makes me want to drink more.
Oh, well, hey, not wrong with that.
Exactly. So a real common or recognizable foreign extra stout is the Guinness foreign extra stout, not the regular one that comes in the nitro cans, but the funky little bottle. And I think this is even better than that. And I personally like Guinness a lot, so that's pretty much like a gold star standard right there.
Yeah. Wait a minute, you think it's better than just Guinness or the Guinness foreign extra stout?
Foreign extra stout, because nitrous beers are like in a category all of their own.
Right.
I love them entirely for their own purposes. But this is amazing. I mean, it has a long-lasting flavor. It's like so much flavor, which I really like. I always call it the beer roller coaster. You know, there's all this flavor that goes on, so you get this maltiness, this sweetness, this coffee kind of roasty, acidic kind ofness. It's and then this juicy finish where everything kind of swirls around at the end, and it kind of leaves you with this chocolatey aftertaste. Very well done. I really like this a lot. I'm excited about it. And it's 7.5% alcohol, so once I finish this really, really giant can, it'll be fun.
Bringing out the big hitters tonight. All right.
Exactly. I might not have to open that second beer that I brought. So.
Oh, there's always room for the second one.
When are these guys opening?
So, what would you think of it as a rated on the beer?
Oh,
what would you kind of?
So my overall impression is that it's pretty amazing. My personal rating, if I were to rate it as, as opposed to judge it as to whether or not I like it, I would give it a 4.25. So that makes it into the I'll drink it again category, but maybe not like the best beer I've ever had.
So you think like an A- then would be?
Yeah.
No, that's fine.
An A-.
Yeah, I feel like the art makes it, like, if you see a cute can, you're like, hey, I'll take it.
What was that?
Very nice. I don't know, I was going to say we had someone else join us, but I haven't been able to ask her yet.
All right, sorry about that, guys. We got to put it out there.
But that one does sound like a really good beer for sure. I'd enjoy probably checking that one out.
Tanya, when are these guys opening up their tap room?
They are opening any time now. They just need to brew up enough beers that they have something to pour, and they'll be ready and in business. So it was supposed to be May, but now it's June. So anytime now.
Okay.
Anytime now. Yeah. And I bought into the Mug Club or whatever. So I can go and get happy hour prices, and then I get beer for a certain amount of beer every month or whatever, and for the first year that they're open. So if you're in the area, let's go drink some of their beer.
Absolutely.
Well, it might be a good opportunity since they're a new brewer as well. You're working with them is to maybe get some of their beers out there on your review channel and highlight them, and they might just actually just provide you with some of the beers to do that too.
Right. I actually.
Or you can shoot from their location.
Yeah, those are definitely part of my plan. I actually did an exchange. I had a saison that I made, and I did an exchange for a session ale that they had, and then I did a review on it. And as soon as they open, I plan on going down there, and I want to sit down with Randy, the brewer, and do a video with him where he talks about his beers and why he got started and what his favorite one is. And then my plan is to review it with him. So if he sees this before I ask him, then it's a good lead into that question, I suppose.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's my plan, Randy, by the way.
Hey Tanya, do you go ahead and review and wine or beers out there and stuff? I apologize, we got booted off here. It happens over here, so but I didn't hear. But you review beers and stuff out there in San Francisco?
I do. I have a YouTube channel, which I guess we'll share later, so you can find me.
Cool.
Great. So we'll definitely we'll hook up and stuff like that. I'm here in the Chicago area. I do a lot of wines and stuff, so I'm a sommelier by trade, and that's what I do and stuff as far as wines. And then I'm into the beers as well. And then we're hooked up here with Rod J. So we'll definitely put your information out on here. So when we blast out, we'll try to get you some more followers.
Yeah, that would be great. And also invite me to do beer.
The feedback, I don't know. I was waiting to see, it says Bejo, but I haven't been able to see her come back yet to know who that is. All right, Ron, you want to go with yours?
Yeah, sure. In Toledo, we have a brewery called Maumee Bay. They're kind of like our go-to brewery. They've been in Toledo the longest. I think they opened up in like '94. They actually have 2 world-class rated beers on Beer Advocate. One of them is a Imperial Stout, and the other one is a double IPA. But they just came out with a brand new seasonal beer that they just put out in stores today. I don't know how well you'll be able to see the label. It's probably gonna be backwards, but it is it's a blood orange Imperial wit beer. So I'll be trying that in a little bit. But the one I want to really highlight is a super nano brewery. Corey and I, we have a podcast that we record as well as our YouTube channel, and just had an interview with this guy yesterday. His name's Chris Harris, and he's retired military, and he is running it's even smaller than Nano. It's like the smallest operation you've ever seen. We pulled up into his neighborhood, and there's his house.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it in his house?
And he opens his garage, and half of the garage is walled off and totally up to code, and it's a brewery. And,
yeah.
And
All right, I'm moving.
He calls himself Black Frog Brewery. Toledo is known as Frogtown, and he is an African American, and so he called himself kind of a play on words, a little Black Frog Brewing Company, and he has done his thing is every beer he brews has at least a little bit of honey malt. All of them. Some have more, some have less, but that's kind of like his little niche.
Okay.
And the one I'm going to be drinking today is called Smooth Smoke. It's a honey smoke porter that he brewed in collaboration with another nano brewery in Toledo. So this is like nano on nano, about as small as it can get. And so we are going to try the Smooth Smoke first.
Hey, Ron, so where are you at in Ohio then?
I live in Toledo, and that is on the Ohio-Michigan border.
Yeah, because I'm in Kentucky, but I'm in the Cincinnati area. That's why I'm in Toledo. I didn't realize you were in Ohio as well.
Okay, yeah, I'll be down in your area soon. I'm going to a wedding in Portsmouth, which is a little town south of Cincinnati, but then I'm a Miami Dolphins fan, so I will be going to the Bengals-Dolphins game in September.
Oh, okay. Well, let me know when you're in.
Yeah, we'll have to link up and grab a beer.
Definitely.
But Toledo, as far as Ohio goes, as far as the big cities go, so Columbus, Cleveland, Cincinnati, then Toledo, we sort of come dead last in craft beer. But that's changing. We now have Maumee Bay is kind of like our anchor. But now we have them. We've got a brewery called Black Cloister. We've got 2 nano breweries. So we're finally getting a foothold in craft beer, and it's an exciting time to live up here. I mean, we're so close to Michigan, so we have such great beer there. But Toledo is kind of bouncing back, and so this is Black Frog's Smooth Smoke.
Yeah.
And so super chocolatey, but that smoke is definitely coming through. I'm not sure what he used to brew this one, but that smoky, really nice, chocolately sort of burnt aroma is coming right off the glass. So it smells really, really nice. Got a really nice head on it.
Wow.
Looks like a lager.
It's a
Yeah,
lager, definitely.
Yeah, very dark.
That's great. You know, it's just like a porter should be. It's not too thick like a stout, so it's got a nice sort of lighter body, but great smoke. If you like smoky beer, this is really, really smoky, but it's got some really nice, really cool, chocolatey flavors. So sort of, it's got like that campfire kind of feel to it, like that smoky essence to it. It's pretty dang good.
Would it go well with the cigar?
Oh, perfect with a cigar.
Nice.
Yeah, just really inviting, tasty. Kind of, sort of, I get a little bit of like peanut butter maybe. It's really good, really, really good.
Oh.
So, you know, if you want to hear from him, he's super, super, super easy to get a hold of. He loves talking over social media.
Okay.
Again, it's Black Frog Brewery. So if you're interested, he's got a great story. Like I said, he's retired military. He's dedicated one of his beers to his dad, who was in the Air Force. So cool guy, super down to earth, makes great beer in about the smallest setting humanly possible. But the smooth smoke's pretty dang good.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, that sounds good, Corey.
Yeah, it
Great
really does.
description.
What's the ABV on it?
Let's see here. 6.0.
6.0. Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
So easy to drink, kind of sessionable, light, but still has a nice kind of like robust flavor, even though it's kind of like a lighter mouthfeel. So pretty good. I mean, if I had to give it a rating right now, I would probably go like I don't know, like an 88, 89, high B plus.
Okay.
Zone. Really, really drinkable.
Nice.
So pretty good.
Nice. Well, I'm always a big fan of smoked beers too, so definitely sounds like something I wouldn't mind checking out.
The price is right. I mean, for a 22-ounce bomber, he's asking $4.99.
Ooh, that's a real good price.
Yeah. Well, if you're interested, maybe I'll package one up for you.
Yeah, definitely. I guess that's what you can do when you have the overhead being your house. And
Yeah.
Actual place
Yeah,
of
absolutely.
business. Helps keep things low for sure.
He is opening up a tap room in about a month or two. So, well, the crazy thing is he's still employed full time. He works for the state. So I don't know how he's able to do it because he self distributes and he works full time. And he's the only brewer, so I don't know how the guy's doing it, but he's putting out some good beer.
You know, when you got that love, you'll do a lot of things for sure. So.
That's what he said. That's what he said.
All right, so I guess it's my turn now. So I'm actually going to take.
Yes, if you have to, Rod, if you have to.
I'm the only one not drinking yet, so. I'm actually taking. I've got two obviously here from Cincinnati, right? So Cincinnati is actually. And Ron might be able to test this, is actually blowing up with a lot of the breweries we have here.
Absolutely.
We have at least, I would say now about 27 just in the Cincinnati metro area. Outside of that, once you go down pushing towards Lexington, Louisville, out west to Indiana, up north to Athens, up to Columbus, to Cleveland, I think the number even grows that much greater. So what I actually chose was, the first one I chose was from one called Mantree Bruin.
Oh, Mantree's the best.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you might have got this one already, but this is their Happy Amber. You can see a nice little tree there with a happy trunk as they're on the face of the can, which is pretty neat. And Mantree is growing so much, they just did a $20 million expansion to grow out more. That's how fast they're actually growing right now. So you know, their distribution, I'm not sure how far it's actually going at this point, but they are definitely getting out there to a lot of different states. And this one is a American Amber Red Ale, comes in at 6% ABV, which Crunch will tell you is a little light for me, but, you know, I got a few more beers, and I got a barley wine. I might watch later. Drink later when I'm watching some TV. So, starting out small. And comes in on this one with a 30 IBU also. So we're going to get that in the glass here.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm actually using a glass I'm not usually a fan of also, which is like the American Pint. I just found them to be pretty lazy and boring, but I just grabbed 2 quick glasses earlier. But you can see the amber on it. It's got that haze on it, which you expect to have from a lot of the microbreweries. And when you get a light on it, though, and too bad I can't get on the camera here, you can see a lot of the carbonation taking place. You get a lot of that bubble action. The head is a nice foamy head that you have there as well. This one usually holds pretty well as you drink it down the glass. I've had it a few times before, but this is one of their, I guess you could say, fan favorites. They have another one down here called Psychopathy, which a lot of people love.
Yes.
They had one called Gnarly Brown that just retired, which was another one that people loved. And they're just constantly developing some great things. If you're ever in Cincinnati, one of the best Imperial Russian stouts you can get is their Access Monday that they offer here. So a lot of good beers. So when you come down, Ron, there might be a place we can check out too.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But in the aroma, you get that sweet malt smell, even though you know it has that 30 IBU. You're not getting overhit with any of the hops coming out of the glass. Got a nice sweet caramel toffee aroma. It's got that flavor like if you're at your grandparents' house as a kid and you got the Werther's out, you know, it's that little Werther's candy type smell that you like. Nice little bit of sticky. Taste on it is smooth. I mean, you don't get it with a lot of bitterness up front. It sits on the tongue nice, very palatable. If you don't like a lot of hops, you can easily slip this in and enjoy it. It's like putting on that old slipper you have. It's just so comfortable when you take it down. The more you drink it, the more you get a little bit of the bitters, but it's so smooth and refreshing on the back end. This is actually a nice one that I could easily do, you know, after cutting grass or things like that, working up a sweat, you want to kick back and relax for a little bit. This one can actually fill the need very nicely. Another good one that, like we were talking about the cigar, you could have a nice cigar with this. It's also versatile enough you could enjoy it with like something like pizza, enjoy it with like a burger. I mean, a lot of burger joints will serve this on tap there. You can already tell I'm just drinking it down so quickly how good it actually is. But a nice classic, a nice staple of Mantree Bruin. For me, as of rating on this one, this is for me a simple 4. I think it's solid. It has a lot of pleasability with it. I don't know if it's going to be for everybody on the taste of it because, again, you do have some of that hoppiness in there. Even though I don't feel that's overpowering, I'm a big IPA type fan, so I like a lot of hoppiness. But some people, if they're a shandy lover, might think it might be a little too much for them. But as a solid beer, I think it comes as solid as they can. And for me, that would actually be like kind of that solid B rating. Definitely one that I would always enjoy, check out. And if you're a big fan of like the amber type beers, you know, it's a good opportunity with this one.
So what are your thoughts on Rheingeist?
Well, funny, my next beer is actually going to be a Rheingeist beer. So Rheingeist is another brewery we have here in Cincinnati for everybody else that's not aware. So Mantree and Rheingeist are probably the top 2 bucking head-to-head right now as they grow. And Rheingeist is mostly more of an IPA shop. So they do a lot of IPA-type style beers. They branch, and I think they make a good porter called Panther, and they make some other ones, but really their main focus and their mainstay is really that IPA. Or they make some great IPAs. They make some great double IPAs. They had one that came out earlier this year called Striker, named after one of the brewers. That was very good, and it was a one-off, and it was like, why is this a one-off? Why? Make more of this one. This is that good. And I actually met Striker at one of the events too, and I said, that's a good beer to put your name on. But those two go at it, and Rheingeist is also, they're increasing their distribution. So at one point they were going to distribute into Kentucky under a different name, I think it was River Ghost, and they ran into some stuff with the legislature, so all that stuff changed. But now you can actually get their Rhinegeist beers in Kentucky, which is good.
We can get them up here now. They're our newest brewery up here that we're getting.
Yeah, so you have them up there now, and Mantree should be up there at some point. They're not fully there, because I know you have a Columbus plant, I think, now, too, that gets them to the northern part. And now, as Ron can attest to, in Ohio, we don't have the cap. So in the next 90 days, the cap will be gone. I can only imagine what Rhinegeist are going to try to do to blow the roof off their beers.
Absolutely.
But both of them are great shops, and like I said, those are two that I grabbed for this show. You look away from them. We have other ones down here. We have like Mount Carmel's a nice one that people don't know about. We have Rivertown that's actually growing. We have some stuff in Kentucky like Braxton Brewing that's starting to grow. And like I said, when you come down here, you're going to be amazed at all the different breweries we have down here right now. It's just incredible. And none of them are copying each other. That's the good thing. None of them they're all doing different stuff. We have one called Urban Artifact that I did a video on when I went to the brewery out there on my website or my YouTube channel. And all they do is they specialize in wild type beers, wild and sour beers. And nobody's been able to really touch them in that forte. Even though people have experimented with it, they are so focused in that niche, they do a great job.
Well, you and I will definitely have to link up when I go down for the football game and go hit a brewery up.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it's a shame that we got a canned beer festival taking place down here. It's like June 24th and 25th. Now in September, if it works out well, we should have. I'll have to find out what weekend it is, but they will be having the second beer fest. So they have a beer fest in September, and they have one in February, and last year was September 11th. I'm not sure when the game is, but if that's we have like 300 different types of beers that we'll have for that event down there. And it's on the square outside, which is really cool. You get all this different stuff, get a chance to just hang out in Cincinnati, and they bring the beer to you. So we'll have to check to see when that date is, but it might be close to that as well.
Yeah, we will definitely have to do something at least, but that sounds really fun.
Yeah, so we had some good times in the good beer festivals, and I don't know how many you're getting up there in Toledo.
It's growing.
Yeah.
It's growing.
So you may end up getting this one at some point, because the beer festival that we do is called Cincy Beer Fest. They also are the same group that does the Columbus one and the Pittsburgh one. They do one in Cleveland. So maybe they'll bring one in Toledo as well.
Yeah, I hope so.
But I'm going to sit here and enjoy this one because you guys are ahead of me in the drinking. And so Crunch has a log back in. I know you had a big beer there, Tanya. I don't know if you're ready to go again or if Ron, you want to go, but who's ever ready to fire away?
Toss it back to her.
All right. So the second one I brought today is by Cali Craft Brewing Company. They're also in Walnut Creek, so the cute little city that I live in. This is called Cali Coast, and it's a Kolsch-style ale. They actually make a lot of beers. They have some really interesting ones. Like there's one that's called Berserkly, after Berkeley, because actually I don't even know why, but it's actually brewed with grape skins, and so they're kind of like doing this weird mashup between riding that line between beer and sparkling wine, which has been really interesting. And I went actually to an art show, and they were pouring. There's an art gallery in Walnut Creek, and they were pouring beer there, and that's where I tasted this, and I actually liked it a lot. So we'll take a look at that one as well. And of course, all of the names of the Cali Craft beers are after, are like Bay Area things. I think they have like I'm not even gonna remember what they are now. Anyway, they're all named after Bay Area stuff. So Berserkly, and then Cali Coast, and all of that. And then Farm Creek, all of their beers are named after their family members, which is pretty cute. So there's Heather's Limit, that's the wife, and then the other one I had was Favorite Daughter, because they have 3 children, if memory serves me correctly, and one of them is a girl, so Favorite Daughter. Anyway, so I love hearing all the names that breweries come up with for their beers, because it's almost as interesting as wine labels.
I was gonna ask you with the Bay beers, is there a Baywatch?
Oh no.
Oh, and if not, why not?
Your camera. Your camera.
No Baywatch.
Yeah, that is.
It's going to your camera.
What do we do?
So,
Move it to where yours is.
Cali Craft is actually, that is on my bottle.
Somebody's got the blue back. What are you guys serving kids, man?
We're back, Rob. We're back. New computer, new people.
New wall.
All right, go ahead, Tanya.
So it says on this beer label that it's out of San Jose, but they're actually in Walnut Creek, and they're opening a tap room also over the summer sometime. So you'll be seeing reviews coming out of their tap room from me pretty soon. So this is 4.8% alcohol by volume, and it has this super nice light, crisp smell to it. I always call things the lager smell because lager is very distinctive to me, so I hope you know what that means when I say that.
I do.
Yeah, it has a very lager smell to it.
I call it like a horse blanket wetness type, out of the farm type thing. For me, it's kind of a sour smell, but it reminds me of horse type stuff.
Right.
Yeah, or like a corn smell. Anyway, when I poured it, didn't have a very big head, even though this should have been a nice heady glass, but didn't work out that way. But it is pretty carbonated looking. Beautiful straw golden color. You can see right on through it to my backyard. Let's taste it.
Well, those Kolsch styles were made, in the German style for hot summer days for these farmers to just kick back and just have a beer after throwing around hay all day. So it looks like it's really refreshing.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
What did you say the ABV was on that one, Tanya?
What's that?
The ABV on that one?
4.8.
Yeah, so that's
it's got this beautiful honey sweetness to it.
Is it sweeter or more dry?
Sweet in the beginning. Actually pretty sweet all the way through. I was going to say it's dry in the finish, but it's really not. It's actually pretty sweet.
So definitely a good summer beer. It's definitely hot.
Definitely. Yeah, super light. I mean, it's got a very crisp flavor to it for as sweet as it is. Nice, crisp, almost bitey carbonation to it, which is nice. And lower alcohol, so I guess that's nice.
You can have more.
It's somebody's style, I'm sure.
Seems like it'd be nice with a nice type of salad or something to go with, maybe in the summer, on a warmer day.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't really picture drinking beer and eating salad, but.
Well, not like a regular salad, but like one of the specialty type salads.
Yeah, maybe.
Is it hot where you're at, Tanya?
All things being relative, I think it's like 70 degrees, which is hot to me. So.
That's not hot at all.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, 72.
Ooh.
And where are you at in California? I mean, where is that San Diego? San Francisco?
No, I'm about 30 miles east of San Francisco, so I'm considered the East Bay, San Francisco East Bay.
Got it.
Yeah, and anyway, so that is hot for, I guess, right now. Although it was like 106 last week. Region, which I avoided entirely. But this is a great beer. It's nice and crisp and clean. I like beers that I can drink and keep drinking. There are some that are so intense in whatever way that make you need to take a breath between or eat some pretzels or have some water or something. And this one is just totally drinkable. Like I feel like, and it seems strange because this is probably also against the beer rules, but I could flip back and forth between this foreign extra stout and this Kolsch, and they're each so clean in their flavor that I think it would be okay. Cool.
How's that compare against your IPA for Wimps?
Good question. Not even on the IPA for Wimps scale, and I like that you brought that up because I feel like pale ales are kind of IPAs for Wimps, but they're still pretty.
They're still delicious.
Hoppy, bitter. Right. But if you're kind of a hop bitterness IPA wimp, then this is like the not hoppy side. So if you don't like hops, Kolsch's the way to go. It's so smooth and, but if you want something that has some more flavor and something different than a lager, then a Kolsch's the way to go. I like Kolsch a lot for the light beer category. Light, not light like light, but
I don't know what's lighter than IPA for wimps, but I love that line in your video when you use it. I love that.
Yeah, I know when I said that, I was like, am I going to offend somebody? Probably, I don't know.
This is the Ron J show. It's not politically correct.
I was like, that was a good line.
Yeah, like this is not even on the IPA for wimps score, because if you're an IPA wimp, this is totally for you. So there you go.
Awesome.
There you go, Rod. There's the theme for the next show.
IPA for wimps. Oh my God, can we?
Yeah, oh, we can do that. We can. What do you want to get? IPA wimpy type beers? We can pull those up too. I mean, I can drink about anything and tell you how good or bad it is. We can even have one on macros to avoid if we want. So. So did you pop your next one there, Ron, yet, or Crunch? Since you're back, either one of you want to?
I did. Again, I'm having that blood orange Imperial wit beer, and they meant Imperial. They meant it. I'm sipping on it. They don't normally right down here in the corner. They'll have their ABV, and they have left it off the bottle this time. So I don't know what this one clocks in at, but you can absolutely taste a booziness to it. It has. It is just slammed full of coriander. It's very, very sweet, and the label's kind of cool. Maumee Bay, they used to have this really boring, kind of ugly crane, not like a construction crane, but like a stupid bird as their label. And but it was just a dumb bird. But they have replaced it with our city has a bridge. It's like an iconic bridge. It's called the High Level Bridge, and they've totally rebranded. And so the label has this blood orange wearing a king's crown sitting on a throne, and it's just kind of, I don't know how well it's coming through, but it's just kind of a cool label. And I'm not getting a whole lot of the blood orange, but I am getting just a lot of coriander, and it's very weedy. It's very flavorful, but you can tell it's a higher ABV brew. It's actually really good. I would again give it a very, very, maybe even like an A-, like a 93 area. It's really pretty tasty.
What's the ABV you said on that one again?
I don't know. It doesn't say. If I had to take a wild guess, I would go somewhere in like the 9% range. That'd be my guess. For a wit beer, those are typically
they're
lower
not there.
ABV. So that would be my guess. They don't have it listed, so I'll have to look it up maybe in a little bit here and see if it's anywhere online. But they literally just put it out in stores today, so I'm getting it about as fresh, I think, as humanly possible. And
what was the name of that brewer again, Ron?
This is Maumee Bay, and this is Toledo's oldest brewery. Maumee, Maumee. And in fact, Miller. Of course, you all know Miller, like Miller Lite.
Yeah. I prefer High Life, sir. Sorry. You may know that they claim that they were the first light beer. Like, that's their whole thing, is Miller Lite, the first light beer. Lite, right.
Right. But the truth of the matter, and very few people know this, is that the first light beer in America was brewed at what is now Maumee Bay. It's called Buckeye beer. And Miller bought Buckeye beer back in like the 60s. Okay. And Buckeye beer is now known as Miller, but truth be told, the first light beer ever was brewed by Maumee Bay. It was just bought by Miller. And so that's like our little claim to fame. But
isn't that how it is now? If you can't beat them, you buy them.
That's right, absolutely. I mean, that's decades ago. But they had, in the early '90s when craft beer was sort of just having like a rebirth. Maumee Bay was kind of leading the charge in Northwest Ohio, and they have been really kicking some serious ass lately. They have a young brewer who is just very experimental, and this blood orange Imperial wit beer is doing pretty good. So if you can find it, it's pretty good.
Well, you weren't too far off. It's showing 8.1 ABV on that one and 25 IBU. So
yeah, definitely not bitter, but very sweet. Almost like candy, like candied sugars or something. Very, very wheaty. Think like maybe like one of like Blue Moon's seasonals, like on steroids.
Wow.
Interesting.
There you go.
I'm looking at their ingredients, and it's crazy.
For this particular beer?
Yeah, 240 pounds of blood oranges.
Whoa.
Whoa.
And I've never had a blood orange, so I don't know if I am tasting it, and I just don't know. But I'm getting a lot more of the coriander. At least it tastes like coriander. I don't know if there's coriander in here or not, but it tastes like
the blood orange usually has that deep taste with it, because we get those down here at our grocery store when they're in season, and it could be getting close to that coriander. It could be the blood orange you're tasting.
Yeah, it does have coriander.
Okay, I was gonna say the bottle doesn't say what it has in it, but it's actually really, really good. I don't want to say I'm surprised, but I'm happy with my purchase. So
Isn't that what it's all about? Isn't that what it's all about?
Yeah. Money well spent.
There you go.
All right, Crunch, I see you're back here.
Yeah, I went ahead and had to go and some stuff. Unfortunately, if I only had to do just myself and stuff, I'd be able to, do a little microbrewery out. But because I have the gang all here and stuff, I had to grab something that had more than one, bottle. And unfortunately, I kind of up in your neck of the woods there, Rod. We went back to the Great Lake Brewery with the Turntable Pill.
But you know that's not your backyard, right?
No, I said your backyard.
On state lines.
Your backyard.
But I love Turntable Pill, so you can talk about it all you want.
They don't make bad beer over there, man. Everything they do is great.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So, the Turntable Pills, I don't believe, I think we didn't I do a review on this one?
We did a thing on one of the shows where we talked about it, but some of the people may not have seen it. So Great Lake's another great smaller brewery, or mid-size maybe now, as it's growing so nicely.
All right. The Czech-style Pilsner. So, I went ahead and had enough here to, bring for the table to the party for everybody. I just can't have one for myself. I was going to do the red amber one there, Robert. You beat me to it. This is my amber here that I could have.
Hello.
So, but so we got the Great Lakes Brewery, the Turntable Pills. That, of course, your nice lighter style filter, Belgian style, light. Got that nice golden in there.
I'm actually drinking out of Great Lakes glasses right now. I don't know if you guys can see that, but
Representing.
Very good.
yeah.
I almost grabbed my Great Lakes glass earlier.
Yeah.
It means if we all have Great Lake glasses, we need other people to send us other glasses. Just saying.
I feel so left
Any
out.
beer companies watching. Are you live, Crunch, or are you frozen? Crunch? I think Crunch got frozen again there.
He's on that dial-up AOL internet.
No kidding.
Well, it's funny. I got a couple of friends in Chicago, and they were telling me how horrible it's becoming up there with some of the internet services. And it's either they have Comcast or AT&T, and both are really bad, they're saying. So, technology, we're going backwards for sure.
So Tanya, what are some of the like the best San Francisco area? Is oh man, what is it called? Something knee, half bent knee, Bentley, is that a brewery out there?
No, maybe.
All right, we're back. We're sorry. This happens ever since we started doing that Space Mountain beer.
You gotta tell the dude to stop pedaling in the back there. Keep him pedaling the whole time.
Yeah.
So when you stop pedaling a bike, your power goes out. Go ahead. We don't have a crunch.
All right, go ahead. Let's give a little sniff.
Okay.
Nice light. What do you get out of there?
Light. It's like it smells weedy.
Weedy.
Yeah, like earthy.
A little earthy on there. A little weedy, a little earthy.
Smells like coffee.
Yeah.
It's got a really nice. It's got the green vegetable hops on there. That definitely got the. Yeah.
Okay.
Smells like America.
America.
Yeah.
All right. So it smells like America we got over here.
That's been copywritten by Budweiser now. So I don't know how America got picked for the piss name beer, but never mind.
All right. Go ahead and drink it up, guys.
Completely
I like
different
it,
than
yeah.
the taste.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Holy moly.
Light.
Wow.
I think it's like lighter than the smell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lighter.
Yeah, the smell's definitely way heavier than the taste is.
Yeah,
I
agreed.
like that though.
Me too.
Tastes
Good.
American.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Tastes like
Carlton.
America.
But definitely nice, lighter style. You know, I wouldn't go with that. You know, the Wimpy Beer and stuff. Definitely nice, crisp.
Very
Very crisp.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yes. Wimpy
Yeah.
kind of. It's wimpy.
Yeah.
Because I'm wimpy and I like it.
Wimpy, brought to you
Yeah.
by Tanya. But yeah, a nice lighter. This is definitely the hot summer. You were saying that 106 degrees, you know, weather. This is definitely something that will cool you off. It's nice and kind of light. It's a kind of pretty much your standard quick
I
beer.
like this a lot. I like
Yeah.
this a lot.
So not a lot going on, but a nice, crisp, clean,
Very
refreshing,
smooth.
Very
smooth.
summery, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely summer. So the turntable pills here. Look at Pilsner on this. Trying to find the alcohol content on this
think it's
one
on
here.
there.
It's not on
Oh, it's
there.
up on the top. Right up on the top there. 5.3 with 35 IBU. Are you happy, Tanya? IBU. Yeah, so we got 35 on that. I'm good. Yeah, I like it. Like I said, this is good. What's the temperature here today? Anyone know?
68.
Yeah, so we got like 68, 70 degrees. It's really nice. This is a great beer for it. I would like something a
Little. What was he going to say next? Let's play that game again.
With a little bit more flavor.
A little bit more flavor.
You probably like.
Yeah, I'm
A little less wimpy.
A little less.
definitely one of those.
Wimpy. But no, I would say it's a step above wimpy.
We were playing a game when you guys paused out and we were like, what was he going to say next? So we were trying to throw words out there.
Good Lakes Brewery, you can never really go wrong with some of their stuff. I haven't had a really bad one yet from them. This, I said, is a straight, solid, 4. I really like it.
I have that cup.
Yeah.
This cup
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
with Sweetwater.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sweetwater 420, yeah.
We have
Yeah. I'm just getting my next one ready, so.
But on the scale of the American spectrum of 1 to 100, I'm definitely going to go on this one here You know, 88, 89. It's really good, solid. You know, good. Nothing like, you know, boom, bang, but it's definitely a really nice, solid for this temperature, this time of the year. Is good.
I'd say 90 for me. Just
90 for
'cause
you?
I like it a lot.
I feel like an 83, 82.
83, 82?
Really?
Like
Carlton?
79.
79?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're like an 80.
An 80 over here.
All right, yo, I'm gonna keep drinking my
So-
beer and liking it.
So that's what we got over here on this part. So what do you guys got?
All right, so I'm actually going to go with another one here, which will be from Rheingeist, which we talked about earlier, and this is actually their Puma. And so I actually just poured it out into the glass as you saw. And this is actually their Pilsner. Comes in ABV 5.2%, but 40 IBU. So it's a hoppy Pilsner, which I like about it.
Can you pull that can back up again? Can you pull the can back up? I didn't get a good look at the can.
You're always about the cans.
All right. All right.
Did you see?
Yeah, I saw it. Right there.
Yeah.
Pretty decent can. They do some nice artwork. I mean, it's all based around their logo and stuff, so they put different images in it.
No.
Did you hear about their logo controversy?
No, I haven't heard about that yet.
So put the can back up if you could.
No.
Is it gonna be somebody in there having sex or something?
No.
Heard about the ice cubes back in the day. Old advertising.
Someone claimed that the skull looks like the KKK.
Really?
And now they're having to deal with that, and it's clearly not. Like, it's clearly not. But just
I mean, it's more like Conehead than the KKK.
just
Yeah,
people
if
being
you work
dumb.
really hard, you can see that, but it looks more like the.
Only because the eyes are cut out. I mean,
Yeah, it looks like the skate company that had the logo with the little raindrop and the little fire guy. What was
yeah.
that? Like something Industries. Anyway, that's what it looks like to me.
It's literally nothing. I mean, it's just their label, but people, you know how people are.
That's interesting.
well, you know, imaginations, right? So
Right.
I actually know one of the owners there. So I'll have to ask him. I'm drinking clam beer. No.
What is this?
Like, get the sheet out of here. Anyway. You never know where our show's going to go, Tanya. I'm just telling you. So the one thing with this one, it doesn't hold a head well, but a lot of Pilsners actually don't. I think the one from Great Lakes actually holds it a little bit better than what this one actually does. But on the aroma, you get the aroma coming right out. You get a nice nice smell of the breadiness of it. You're getting some of the hops. They actually use I forgot what hops noble hops is what they actually use in this one. So you do have some of that breadiness in there. The look on it, though, you get a nice clarity. I'll turn it this way. I think you can see some of the carbonation taking place. So a very nice looking Pilsner, which you would want to expect. It does have a little bit of a chill haze, but again, with microbreweries, you kind of expect that. It has what I always consider with some of the other Pilsners almost like a dishwashy soap type smell. It almost smells like the soap, like the Joy or the Dawn you have on your kitchen sink.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I kind of compare it to.
Yep.
But you do get some of the hops in the background. It's not all malt up front, so it has a decent aroma with it. The taste on it is pretty smooth. Now, what I do like about the taste is because I mentioned the IBU, it does have that hops in there. Most Pilsners don't have the strong hop scents. Usually they're overran a little bit more with the malts, and with this one, I get that nice piney earthiness, a little bit of a slight dankness with it. But not only can I smell the hops, but I can taste the hops in the taste of the beer itself. Mm-hmm. So I like having that extra level on a Pilsner when I go to enjoy one. It has a nice, crisp, refreshing break. The difference between this, like in maybe the turntable that Crunch has, is that if I'm on a hot summer day, I'd probably lean a little bit more towards the turntable. I think it has a little bit more of a crisp break than what this one does. This one smooths out, but it's not as crisp on the finish. So it's a nice one that you could use, I guess, if you wanted to kind of session it, or if you wanted to use it kind of a lawnmower type beer. But at a point, if you have a few of these on a real hot day, I think they can get to a point where it does start to weigh you down a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good.
You get the flavors. I'm sorry, go ahead.
What was the ABV on that?
This one is 5.2. And you get a nice good amount of flavor. That this one actually does jump up. It does get off the tongue and get into your cheek area, so you get that tingling as well that takes place. So I do like the mouthfeel, and the mouthfeel on this one, it sits pretty good as a kind of a medium body type beer. I think the one Crunch has is more of a light to medium for me. And overall, I think it delivers nicely. I mean, this one I've had a few times, obviously being down here in Cincinnati. But for me, as far as how I usually rate this one, it's actually, I usually give this one about a 4. So I would actually say that kind of puts it in that B double plus level or A double minus level, in between kind of the A minus B plus type thing, you know, flip a coin for it. I think it's a good Pilsner. I don't know if you've had this one up there, Ron, for the Puma. But what they've used to make this one, they changed it up a little bit. I was actually at a Rheingeist dinner earlier this year, and I actually had a taste of what they called it at the time was their experimental, but it was what they were setting up for this year's Puma, and actually it tastes just as good as here as it did then. And that was like fresh from the keg, so it's a good beer. It's solid. I mean, can't go wrong.
Do you have a favorite from them?
Mm-hmm.
Well, from them, because of the IPA, and the IPA is kind of my main area I really like outside of Stout, it was the one called Striker that I talked about earlier. That was a double IPA. I've kind of almost got burnt out on the Truth a little bit. I've had it enough now that it's kind of like,
right? Truth is like their mainstay, like
that's like their main IPA. Their Porter, their Panther, I really do like that one too. They as much as being an IPA shop, they did nail that along the lines. And funny thing is, I'm not a huge cider person, but if you like cider, they actually have their semi-dry, which is actually pretty good. So if you want to go
a whole cider line in the beer store.
Yeah. So they got that there now, and actually I think Mantree might be working on some ciders too, I believe. So ciders is another thing that some people are jumping into, just like the hard sodas we're seeing out there with some of the big companies, and the sours are going to be huge this summer again. So everybody's trying to get sour beers out there.
Yeah, they're starting to break into a lot of the stores here. Are starting to break into their own aisles for ciders, you know. And then they're they're going to get into sours as well. They're starting to break in and start to personalize and.
Well, the good thing is it shows there's a variety of things out there to drink in the marketplace, so you don't have to settle. So.
Right.
You know, when I hear those comments, like someone says they don't like beers, like, well, what beer have you had? You know, there's so many different types of things you can drink out there. I've had people tell me they don't like beer, they don't like IPAs, they don't like stouts, they don't like, pours, whatever it may be, and I'll sneak them in something, and they're like, well, this is pretty good. I'm like, well, that's what this is, and they're like, no, get out of here type situation. Yeah. It's all about training the taste buds and seeing what it actually does like. I mean, you got to get out there and experiment with it. So that's why sometimes we do these beer reviews, we get good beers, and sometimes we get bad ones that are awful. So, although I've been able to avoid the sink pour, I've seen people doing sink pour on videos, and I've not had one that awful to do that yet. I've come close, but to just pour a beer out just seems so wrong.
You're wasting your money.
Yeah.
I had a bad pour out of a keg, with some of the craft beers, only because, there's a old and stuff, but I've never had a straight out bad one poured out yet.
Yeah. And that's one thing to keep in mind too, is the thing that I've noticed from going to some of the stores I go to is the dates that people are putting out there. Some of these beers are sitting there too long nowadays.
Yes.
So I find myself having to constantly go through and check dates on bottles. And in some bottles, if there's no date, I don't buy it because I just don't know. If it's a store where they've had old stuff out there, I won't buy it. There's no date. If it's a store I know and I know they're pretty much up on it, it's not going to throw me off as much. But I've seen stuff out there where it says, Best by December 15 or Best by June of 2000. And people still have them in their shelves because they never sold. And it's just like you get those and you're like, well, I never want to do that beer again. Well, these store owners are putting the bad stuff out there.
Right.
Yeah. Well, in the wine world, we call that cellaring. So, yeah.
Different situation.
Yeah.
Different situation for sure. I mean, there's cellaring to age for flavor change, and there's just went bad because it was because it's past its prime. It's just
That's right.
and that's sad.
That's,
I think I've had a couple like that, and I reviewed it, and people were like, "No, this is a really great beer," and I'm like, "I don't even know how you could possibly say that. It was so awful."
Right.
And then I looked, I pour it out, and I looked later on at the bottle, and I realized, oh, okay, yeah, I guess it was old. That's unfortunate.
Have you ever, Tanya, have you ever had a bad that situation and then gone back and gotten one with the, an up to date and tried it and then changed your review?
Ideally, that would be my goal, but unfortunately, I don't run a long enough memory time to remember to go back and get that beer. Like, I should write that down, probably. It's happened, I think, one time, and I have no idea what that beer was at this point.
Okay. 2 years ago. Yeah.
You just like blacked it out. Like I don't even want to remember.
Yeah, like, it was so awful. I can't deal with that. Yeah, it's gone. But ideally in the future, and I feel like if I really, really, really hate a beer, that I should probably circle back on it at least once.
Yeah. No.
But it's hard to talk myself into that because then I get into the beer aisle and I'm looking and I'm like, oh, there's all these things I haven't tried or these things that I have tried that are phenomenal, or I could try this beer I hated.
All right.
So I will at some point, like when I'm bored. I'll do that.
Stock up some for the apocalypse, maybe.
Oh, that's one thing I started doing.
It'll be like a warm Walmart or whatever, and be like, fuck it, I'll drink it.
She said the F word, we can go and do it now.
I have a great story like that. I actually rated a wine when I was doing a wine rating, and I did not like the wine. And I got the same thing, got the whole commotion, everybody telling me, well, it's a great wine, great wine. So the wine maker came on my show, and as he was sitting next to me, he thought the same thing. I did not like it, and I had to tell him right there. I said it just wasn't for me. I did not like it. It wasn't like good, and I kind of felt bad for it. But again, coming back to that second round, it just wasn't that good.
It wasn't that good.
No.
Yeah. I feel like we need to be able to say that. And it's certainly people are going to disagree, and I try really hard to always talk about beers on my channel objectively. Like, this is, this is the style, so this is the flavor, this is the look, this is the overall impression, etc. And that, and not like, I like this beer, I hate this beer, because, who knows if you have the same or the same, I don't even know,
the same
bias, like.
Right.
Well, the best thing you can always do is just to be honest on when you're doing the reviews, and that's what I do. And I've done some of the what I call value beers for some of the cheap macros, just to do them out there. And I said, look, you're not going to get a beer for $1.29 and think it's going to be a great beer. Understand what it is, and kind of rate and review at that level for what it is. If I used to play softball, we would drink those beers all the time because we would be able to just get them real cheap. If it got warm, you didn't care, you threw it away, and it was actually some were better than drinking like one of the main three. So, but some people get it stuck in their mind like you can never drink those things, and that's not the case.
Right. Well, I gotta tell you, it was surprising. This is off topic, so I apologize. But I was at the Beyonce concert at the new Levi's Stadium, and on my way in, there was some great beer that was available, and I got one, and I sat down, and I was like, dang it, I need a new beer to that place, and I went to whatever's the closest, and I got a Coors Light, and I was like, all right, I'll need two.
I'll need two. I like that.
I sat down and drank it.
Exactly what
That's real life.
Yeah.
I drank it, and I was like, you know what, guys? Don't tell anybody, but I liked it. It was good. So, I couldn't even be mad about that. It ended up being good. and I had 2 beers. So, all right.
Oh, that's like when I check in on Untapped and I drink a macro. It's like, don't hold it against me. Here's my options, you know.
Exactly. All right. If that's all the beer you got, I'll take whatever. Just give me a
but that is the greatness about beer. You can always find something for the most part.
Right.
Absolutely.
But definitely appreciated having you guys on here, and hopefully you guys had a blast. I know Ron did because he hit me up on Twitter with some stuff, caught me off guard there. So, so we had in shots from this video. So, but we do this every Thursday night at 8 o'clock, and you guys are definitely welcome to join anytime.
7 o'clock Central, come on. Come on. We're out here, 7 o'clock Central.
Well, sorry, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Mountain,
Yeah.
5 o'clock Pacific. So it's always a good time, and not that we have to end now because I'm still drinking beer, but just
I am gonna hop
appreciate
off
you guys
myself.
swinging in.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you. It's nice to meet you all.
Thank you very much for coming in. Like I said, we always love to have more people in and to give more advice. You know, Tanya, thank you very much. We'd like to hit you up on some of your, you know, your links and things like that. My team here, you know, we blast the hell out of Rod, you know, out of there.
Today.
See, yeah. We love the hell out of them.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah,
no problem.
cheers.
Corey, now do you have your own site and blog, or are you just like just somebody who loves it?
Yeah, so I know it says Corey. Corey and I, we run a website called brewreviewcrew.com, and Google won't let us change our name to Brew Review Crew, so we just had to pick one of our names. But we do written reviews and stories, but our main focus is our YouTube channel. But we just started, probably about a few months ago, we started a podcast. So if you are into podcasts, if you drive to work and you're bored and you want to listen to something craft beer related, just search Brew Review Crew on tab, and we're there.
You on mine already.
Hey, yeah, that's it. Go on.
My crew's on top of things.
So yeah, that's us, and yeah, Corey and I. Corey, by the way, he says hi, but he is on a beer, sort of pilgrimage to beer Mecca. He's kind of going on a beer road trip.
Where is Beer Mecca? I feel like it's a sociable topic.
He's in Portland.
He's going on this. Okay, so last summer, myself, Corey, and my pregnant wife, we went in 2 days, in 36 hours. We drove from Toledo, Ohio, all the way to Decorah, Iowa, and back. It was like 1,200 miles, less than 2 days. But we stopped at some just ridiculous breweries in Wisconsin, and St. Paul, Minneapolis, and then we went to Toppling Goliath in Iowa to get some Pseudo Sue. So I don't know where the hell he's going, to be honest with you. He got in the car and just started driving. So he says hi, but hopefully if we come back, and I'm sure we will, whether it's next Thursday or beyond, I'm sure Corey will be joining us as well. So my name's Ron. Corey we're both teachers by day, and we have taught together in the past, and so that's how we met. And we've been doing our website now for almost 3 years, and so we're just going to keep it rolling.
All right.
Nice.
Well, we'll go ahead and we'll give you some kudos and some props out there for you.
Cool. Same. We'll reciprocate.
Not a problem. Like I said, you know, my crew here, we have a branding company here in Chicago, so we help a lot of the small guys out because we know how it is, and you know, but hooked up with Rod here because, you know, like his style, like his thing, he does really well. Enjoy his show. So we give him all the props and stuff for bringing me on board. So, you know, really like the guy. He's become my second brother. So from the other side of the river of Ohio there.
Over and down.
But definitely get ahead, John. Tanya, we'll hook you up. Ron, we'll get you guys there. Thank you guys very much. And as always, you guys, let's go ahead and keep drinking crafty beers.
That's right. Cheers.
Keep drinking good craft beers.
Keep drinking good craft beers. Yeah.